The 2K community right now is in a weird spot because you have those, the majority, that want to see change and create a great movement. Hashtag players over profits. However, there are another percentage, small percentage that may be, that want to just break it down. We do not get to pick and choose who's included, who's not. No, that's not how a movement works. Okay. That's not how it starts. That's not how it goes. We're not the ones that say, because you rip such and such, you're not a part of it. Because you pull with me, you're not a part. That has to end. And I want to talk about it right here, right now. I'm not even going to cut to any scene or anything, give you my little intro. You're not going to get that today. You're going to get this today. So last night was diabolical. Los was live, and I guess Kerr, which, you know, some of us on the Twitter community, a lot of us know Kerr because Kerr always, you know, says things mostly for engagement, but that's what Kerr does. But this right here has taken a different type of turn. Kerr at Los Polos, who Los is, we know Los. We know who Los is. We don't even have to go into it. You know, no introduction needed for that man. He says, trust me when I say this, the MyTeam community doesn't need you for this movement. Stop right there. Who are we to be the ones to include or not include someone into the movement? Who included you, Kerr? Okay? Who included you? Because a lot of things I see right now from you is engagement. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that in your heart that you want to see good. I do. This is what you're known for. This is your moniker, man. And I've never had any type of smoke for you, but right there gets me. Whenever you are creating a movement, you cannot just decide who gets involved with the movement and not. It says you reached out to several devs thinking just because you have 400K followers, they'd answer. Guess what? They aired you just like the rest of us. That is another problem with the pack police, with the witch hunt, with the ticker. And you know what I'm referring to. Whenever somebody pulls a pack, a PD, a dime, whatever the case may be, it literally shows your name and what you pulled. Let me hit on that. The pack police, the witch hunts, all that. That is why we can't go any further. That's why we won't go any further, is because of that right there. We will literally crucify others just to pacify our own judgments, to pacify our own narratives, to pacify and justify our own quote unquote movements. That's not the move. No pun intended. And that's not the move. That's not how you operate and conduct business. You got to pick your battles. Okay. Instead of going all half-cocked on a witch hunt, you could just leave that alone, man, and let that go. Some things you just gotta let go. People gonna rip regardless. But to clarify that situation, let me show you a clip of what Los said and responded to with all of this, because I honestly don't have to go down the line with this. Okay, I don't. But let me show you what Los said.
Know for a fact that I was out of the country and there was no way for me to open packs. And same thing with this weekend when I was away and my cousin was watching my dog. Like it's the same, it's the exact same thing. But you decided to go on Twitter trying to paint me as the bad guy. That's what my problem is with you, bro. Okay? And you've now tweeted 10 times. You just wrote an entire paragraph on Twitter and you still don't understand that you were fucking tricked. And then you go, and then you just are just calling me a liar. What are we doing, bro? I'm not going to go back and forth arguing with you, bro. You're just saying, no, that's not true. Okay, bro. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to believe anything. But I also could tell you can go fuck yourself, bro. Because you sat here for 2-3 days straight when I wasn't even on the game,
I'm telling you.
me, saying all this shit, saying that I'm this, that, I'm whatever.
You got to leave some things alone, y'all. You really do.
Yeah.
You got to leave some things alone. Makes no sense. Pick.
I mean, you feel so tough saying, trust me when I say this, the MyTeam community doesn't need you for this movement. Like, buddy, like, who do you think you are, man?
Come on, man. Come on now.
Like, who do you think you are?
Is this guy like the head of the MyTeam community or something?
He thinks he is, bro. I've been doing this shit for 11 years, bro. Go f*** yourself, bro. Like, you're not going to sit here and try to tell me what I care about and don't care about because packs were open on my account. Buddy, I will literally fire up into a 5 mil pack opening, bro, for fun. Okay? Just because I want to play the game. I'm not going to do it because the packs are ass.
Yeah.
But you and people like you make me want to just fucking do it just to piss you off.
Right there. That's all needs to be said. If you have people like Los, who has dedicated time to this community, who has put in the time and built a name, a reputation, okay, that actually has a voice, okay, and you treat him like this and add him and start fighting him for no reason, saying that we don't need you for the movement and all this right there, they're gonna do things like this because you made them upset. And that right there is a problem whenever you do things like that and ruffle the wrong feathers, because I'm sorry, man, that is one tree you don't want to go up on. All right. You barking up the wrong tree with this, man. On top of that, it makes the whole movement look bad. That's the point of it all. Like Los, man, hasn't done nothing to nobody. On top of that, he was outside the country. And I want to say this, man, Los, I know you probably aren't going to see this. I'm just a small fish in a very, very big pond. But let me tell you something right now. You are completely in the right for all this, to have all this frustration, bro. Who is anybody to say that you're included and not included, bro? And even if you wanted to go and rip 5 million, you know what I'm saying? That is your prerogative. Regardless of the case, whether your cousin ripped or not, Los, it's still your business at the end of the day. And I just want to make this very clear. Going on witch hunts and going off and being pack police and all this needs to end, because things like this will happen and you will get guys who we need on our side irritated and peed off, basically, and won't be a part of anything. That's why we can't have a movement. That's why we can't create change, because we don't know how to change ourselves, because we don't know how to not be toxic and go off on tangents and go off on weird narratives and start stuff with other streamers and whatnot, content creators. That right there in itself is the issue. Okay. It's a bigger issue to me than gameplay. It's a bigger issue than content. It's a bigger issue than pack odds. This right here, that right there is the main issue when you have a small percentage of the community that literally go out their way to see somebody else go down and try to make them look bad and then assassinate their character on top of all that. That right there is the problem. I want to let everybody know that is watching me right now here on Mojo Nation is that we need people. We need the Losas on our side. We need the CB, the Grenades on our side. We need the bigger content creators, the Troy Dans and whatnot on our side, because the only way we're going to get through this is to have those whales, those guys that do rip without any issue. Okay. That can load up 5 milli like that within a blink of an eye. Okay. And say, you know what? I'm not doing that because it is wrong, because odds is messed up. We need change. We need to create change. The only way we're going to do that is if we join together. And this right here is not the move. Kerr, it's not the move. Anybody on Twitter that wants to start beef with any of these content creators, it's not the move. We need these guys on our side. Shout out to Los, man. I'm on you. I'm going to let you know right now. I am on your side. This is messy. It really is. And it went left real fast. The ats and all that, the subtweets, all that needs to end, man. Okay. Hashtag players over toxic. We need to get over that. In order to see change, we must first change ourselves. It's simple as that. Period. Point blank. Whole community at war amidst trying to start a movement. That's just terrible ball. Exactly. It doesn't make any sense. We're not going to get anywhere because we are going back to the same toxicity, the same, we won't change that. And that's been the part of the community for a long time. We always talk about how we want to see change within the pack odds. We want to see change within the freaking gameplay. We want to see change with the content. Well, guess what? In order to see change, we got to change ourselves. Okay, I ain't come to preach to you today, but I'm gonna tell you right now, that's what we have to change first, is that toxic nature, that toxic narrative. Yes, there's gonna be some bad apples at the bunch, okay? So if we have enough good apples, the few bad apples won't make a dip because we have the power in numbers. And I went back and forth with Splash on this. I said, exactly. How you want to move and create change when you're trying to box people with pettiness? Make it make sense, y'all. It's the fact. You see Splash's response, ninjas just want to make themselves captain of a ship because it is the internet, and that's okay. But I think ninjas forgot people can just not listen. Right. And just, keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. I responded to Splash. Facts. To me, people are trying to create some type of fake relevancy, and or engagement during times where we need a real change. And as you said, bad ball. Also, dang that ticker, the ticker on the bottom. Some need to get out people's pockets for real. They're not holding people accountable. That's weird energy. He said, yeah, the ticker uploading, it's insanely, it's nuts. He said, like, come on, fool. Like, come on. Like that, the thing with CB, the grenade, and I haven't really spoke on it, but that right there really hurt me. That really hurt my heart to see, because we literally crucified that man for nothing. Literally got out of the community, like left Twitter, and probably won't ever come back. And it's sad. It's sad because of that stupid ticker. That man had leftover VC, whether he wanted to rip it or not, whether he loaded up with it. And you know what? The point is that's his money, and he can do whatever he wants with it. And also, when it comes to packs in general, it's addicting. Okay, it is addiction. Anybody that's watching me right now, I'm gonna tell you, if you don't know, addiction is powerful. And you're not going to beat addiction. You're not going to even start a movement within a day. You're not going to really have a movement going within a week. Okay. Just the same token and the same text. You're not going to beat addiction within a day. You're not going to beat an addiction within a day. You're not going to beat addiction within a week. You're not going to beat addiction. It takes time. Okay. For somebody that used to smoke Newport shorts in the box. Okay. All right. In the box, pack a day. It took me more than just a day. More than just a week, more than just, it took almost a year and a surgery for me to get over them cigarettes. When people say they're on board, sometimes, things happen. But it's not for us to be the judge, the jury, or the executioner. It's not. It's not, especially when we're having a powerful thing going on, a powerful movement. When we become one of those three, we destroy our own narratives. We destroy our own movement. 2K's probably just laughing at us right now, saying we don't even have it together. And we don't. We got to get it back some way, somehow. And Los, I don't know if you are, I know you probably won't see this, but I want to tell you something right now. Forget those people. I understand why you would want to rip in packs or anything. He can load up 5 million VC like that, he said. You know what I'm saying? But he would do it just to piss y'all off, to piss the curves of the world off, for real. That's horrific. That's horrible. We're not going to achieve anything unless we change right here. You won't change, we got to change it right here, indirectly. There is no ifs, ands. Come on. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We have to change right here, and we have to do it. If we don't do it, we're not going to get anywhere. We won't.